Welcome into the Big East Fall Sports Update. I'm Meghan Caffrey, joined alongside John Fanta. Women's soccer wrapped up their first weekend of conference play, and so we're officially in full swing of fall sports conference play.
Several clean sheets, and the teams that were picked near the top of the conference poll lived up to their billing. Georgetown handling business, Butler going on the road and winning 3-0. I'm curious to see those two teams. They're so strong defensively. Who's going to be able to score on them? It's going to be fascinating to see throughout league play.
You were also on the call for the Villanova game. What stood out to you in that game?
This was a game that Xavier dictated in the first half. Musketeers came out, they outshot Villanova 5-1, and they play a 3-5-2 system, which is different. It creates a wrinkle in the league, and Nate Lee's done a really nice job there. Already 7 wins on the season. But Villanova can get you quickly on the counterattack, and Bryce McEnroy struck. Tennessee transfer. So you think about she comes over from the SEC, and she's given Villanova's offense a boost, leading the team with 5 goals on the year. And for Xavier on the other side, Meghan, they have a crucial weekend. Home to Creighton, home to Seton Hall. You have got to have short memory in this conference.
Now, John, you mentioned Butler's defense a little bit before, but what stood out to me this weekend was their offense. They had a 3-0 win over Seton Hall, and an interesting stat to me that stands out is in the conference, they're just behind Georgetown in goals per game that they're averaging. Georgetown is averaging just over 2.5, and Butler's right behind them, just over 2 goals per game. So I think their offensive power is really coming into play right now.
They have 5 players with 2 or more goals this season. So Butler has that versatility offensively, and Anya Savage leads them. That's why they've been the bridesmaid to Georgetown. We'll see if there's another team. Now, I'm curious to see the Hoyas this weekend. They are at Villanova, against a Villanova team that has some momentum, and then they're at Providence. Friars will make you work for what you get offensively.
John, and another team who had a big start to conference play were the Creighton Blue Jays. They beat DePaul 2-0 for their first time ever.
This Creighton team put it all together in non-conference play, but you still were asking, could they do it in Big East play? Because they've never qualified for the Big East tournament. They have a star freshman in Skylar Heinrich who has delivered. You think about her, and you think about the Big East goalkeeper of the week in Lauren Sullivan. Right now, the Jays are a really formidable team that is right in the thick of things in the Big East.
And I actually talked to Skylar a little bit earlier this week to get her thoughts on her first season in Big East play. We now welcome into the Big East Fall Sports Update, Creighton freshman forward Skylar Heinrich. Skylar, your team opened up conference play with a 2-0 win over DePaul. How did that set up your team to succeed?
Well, we're very excited. We just played 2 games in Florida, and coming back and being able to win back on the home turf was really exciting, and it just pushes us forward to now go into Xavier and want to do even better.
What have the upperclassmen on your team prepared you for in now you're starting to get in the thick of conference play?
They just tell you to calm down and relax, because obviously there's more pressure because we have to win a certain amount of games, but they said just calm down and play your game, and we've been doing great all season, so might as well just keep it going.
Speaking of playing your game, Skylar, you lead your team with 8 goals on the season so far. You're a freshman. How have you been able to come in at this level and succeed right away?
It's kind of crazy. I just wanted to come in and play, get minutes, and then being able to start was extremely exciting for me. And then my team just kept uplifting me. You can keep going, keep scoring, we're going to keep getting you the ball. So it's just kind of crazy being able to come in and accomplish 8 goals so far.
One team has really kind of taken you under her wing.
I'd say a senior forward, Cassie Legband. We came from similar high schools, so I knew her coming in. So I always just lean on her when I have questions or anything.
And Skylar, I also heard a little bit of something that you may have come into the program with. Is there a little what is it? Let's hear the story behind this. First, you got to show everybody. That's a Jays.
Yes. I wanted to get it when I committed a month into my sophomore year of high school, but my parents obviously said no, that I can't get it. I'm not even 18 yet. So then I came in and I was like, I'm never leaving here. So I might as well just go for it and get a tattoo.
Do we think that's a little bit of a good luck charm you've got?
I hope so. Hopefully when we win, we all get it.
How are you hoping to keep the momentum going after your 1-0 start to the conference season?
I think going into it with a win is going to help us a lot because we've proven that we can win on home turf, and it'll be extremely important to make sure we keep it going even when we're traveling, and playing 2 games both on the road in the same week will be tough, but if we can come out with a win, that will be awesome.
How do things change for you and your team when you are on these road swings? What's the preparation like?
We try to keep the same preparation every single time, just to keep it all the same, not switch it up. We always do film, we always do scouting, we keep the same routine, and just always being together. We're together for 5 days straight. It's just we keep it light and keep it fun. Still we go and do things out of soccer. We'll go and visit some places. We went to the beach in Florida. So just trying to keep it as lighthearted and then serious when it needs to be.
Best of luck, and thank you so much for joining me, Skylar.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Now, John, Big East men's soccer is into week 2 of conference play for them. 3 teams are left at 2-0. Who is standing out to you right now?
St. John's and Marquette, and they're going to square off on Friday night at Valley Fields in a big one. The Johnnies, to go into conference play and start out 2-0, that's a validation that they are for real and that they are deserving of the top 15 ranking. They had the win over NC State, but we didn't get a great sampling beyond that in their non-conference slate. They've proven themselves. So now I'm interested to see Skage Simonson, Tani Olawashe, that star-studded attack go up against Marquette's Jackson Wayman. The redshirt freshman keeper is going to get tested on Friday night, but a big opportunity for the Golden Eagles. They went 2 Xavier and 1. That's a tough place to win. I'm shocked that Xavier's 0-2 in this league. So I'm really paying attention to Marquette hosting St. John's. Opportunity knocks for the Golden Eagles because 3 of their next 4 in conference play after this game Friday night will be on the road. You have got to treasure your home games. I think for Marquette that's important, and I think for Seton Hall it's really important against Creighton on Friday night. That's an opportunity. If the Pirates want to make a move in this league, they have got to try to take advantage at home. Now,
John, how about Georgetown? They're 5th in the country right now. They've only given up 5 goals all season. And speaking of freshmen, their freshman goalkeeper, Thomas Romero, has 4 wins on the season. He's only let 2 goals get by him.
I watched Romero play in the USL over the summer, so he was already getting some big-time spotlights. And now this kid's come in as a freshman and just delivered in the biggest of ways. Georgetown has a lethal attack. They now have a freshman keeper who's getting it done. They are a legitimate College Cup contender, and I think the reigning conference tournament champions deserve that idea that everybody's got to pursue them, because until they let go of that trophy, it's Georgetown at the top of this league.
John, let's now shift over to volleyball on the BEDN this week. DePaul heads to Butler. We also have Creighton taking on St. John's. There's a lot of critical matchups that are coming up for squads.
That Creighton-St. John's one is the one that stands out in Queens, because out of the Big East road test for the Blue Jays next to Marquette, I would put St. John's right there. The Red Storm were able to pull off a win over Oregon in non-conference play, and they look like a team that can be in the conference tournament in Milwaukee Thanksgiving weekend. So for this St. John's team, they could give Creighton some challenges. It'll be an intriguing one to watch on ESPN3 this weekend.
And there are so many games for you to tune into this weekend on the Big East Digital Network. Volleyball, men's soccer, women's soccer, you're not going to want to miss it. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. For John Fanta, I'm Meghan Caffrey.